Oh my god, I finally freaking did it. That was the longest 30 minutes of my life. I don't believe this works. Oh my god, he's so cute. Many people. Oh my god, I want to get it. Hurry up, hurry up. Yes, download. Yes. Let's see. Yes, it is. Is this the armor you wore? Sword victories against 20 wave of piglins. It is. Oh my god, thank you. I finally made it. I'm so happy. Yes, just. Hello family, welcome back to a new video. So we're playing Minecraft Legends again, but this time we're gonna play Lost Legend and we're doing the portal challenge. Now Lost Legend, you basically get a skin at the end of this, and that's supposed to be like the whole point, you know. So you gotta complete 20 waves of piglins to get this skin, and honestly it is worth it, but it is very stressful, especially if you don't know what you're doing. So I'm gonna show you a key technique to what I use to help you do it on the second time, just off of basic real life survival knowledge. Now, so I put wooden golems, excuse my intellect names. I don't go for straight up names or names by games. I can never remember them. And then I made sure I built protection around the fountain, just like basic survival things. So I try to use the cheapest and what I already have. So I built a wall, and I kind of move my golems around as needed. When I built the wall, I made sure that I left an opening where I can get my resource chest at, because that's very important, because you can't just go halfway across the map to get resources. It doesn't work like that, and plus you need to stay by the fountain. So I kind of place arrow towers everywhere around the golems to give them a little bit of help when I wasn't there. I helped them myself. You can't do everything by yourself. I actually tried doing this on the first time that I did this, just to see how everything works and get to how I use everything, but it didn't really work well. I just ended up dying before I found out how to use everything. So as I go along, you will see that I held it very long so I can read this little chat. Now we're going to place down the second arrow tower that you get. These things are very useful because they shoot more than one and they shoot more often, so they're more helpful. I also see, there you go, you can recall the golems to have your health. That's the benefit of placing one at each little portal, so it's easier to transport them. Again, you want to make sure you help them as well. You know, they can't do it all by themselves. They're just little tiny people, little tiny things running around. They can't do it all by themselves. So, here's me, of course, reading the things and stuff. I placed more of these towers down. I'm gonna need them. You know, it's best to have them. If you don't have them, I promise you're gonna be stuck out of luck. At the top you can see kind of like the red flag at where they're coming from. Make sure to collect your resource chest. And this thing that I'm placing down now, that's gonna help turn all the walls and arrow towers, just structures nearby, turn them into stone so they are more durable. Gonna upgrade them a little bit. After each wave, make sure you collect your resource chest. That will be a very big help. And place more towers as you can. As you can see, they are turning to stone when you place them. Now I'm just kind of placing them around my golem, so that way my golems have more protection. Wave 5 is the hardest being because they run so fast. Oh my god, and it's so hard to just catch them. That's the hardest wave. If you can make it past wave 5, I promise you, you can make it past every single wave up to 18, 19, 20. I promise you. Just the best way to beat them is once you get to wave 5, as soon as you find out which way it's coming from, add as much protection as you need. Like, add a lot of protection. You're gonna need a lot of protection because they destroy structures so fast and so easily. As you can see, these structures are turning to stone. That's the help of the stone house. That's what we're gonna call it. As you can tell, they're kind of blowing those things up because they're very explosive, as I like to say it. What I like to do is kind of compact them together, but leave a little space where you can go in and out. That way no piglins are getting through, and it's like a wall of these arrow towers. And these are the best arrow towers that you can possibly find. This hut helps you repair things. This will help you regenerate the health of your tower, so that way instead of going down, 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 it can go up after it goes down. You want to add these huts all the way around so they can rebuild your structures, rebuild your tower, rebuild your fountains. It helps a lot. As you can tell, it kind of looks a little weird, you know. It has these white floating dots. It confused me at first too, but then once I realized that my fountain was going up instead of down, of course it will go up more. These piglins will stay the hell out of my fountain. So that's what I'm doing. I am building a wall. This is just the start of my wall, but I'm gonna build like a long wall, so that way piglins can't really go in unless they like find the entrance, which I'm gonna show you that later. They're very dangerous creatures. Piglins are so cute and tiny, but they are so dangerous. You never want to mess with a short person with an attitude. So as again, you kind of just want to build the walls. Once you get to a certain level, you're gonna want to place down skeletons, golems, because skeletons are more effective than these wooden ones because they have a farther range, and because of the farther range that they have, they can detect things that are farther away. I just find them more effective, honestly, but you still want the wooden golems just for like backup and stuff. You want to repair these huts and add more stone huts. I kind of add one on each side so both sides are getting it. These little blue golems here, they're gonna help freeze the big guys. This big guy, they help freeze them and deal a little bit of damage. They don't deal a lot of damage, they're not very helpful, but they do freeze them and slow them down so that way the skeletons in the towers can deal with them. It's very effective, but only for the big guys. The ones that throw lava. I don't know what they're called, honestly. I'm sorry for my improper grammar. Or my improper Minecraft knowledge grammar. You're gonna need a lot of skeletons. Once you get up to a point to wave 10, you will unlock 90. Just throw them around as much as you can. Build as many towers. They will be coming in faster and faster and faster, with harder weapons, harder goo, and it will start becoming more stressful. Like I said earlier, with the long way to the chest, this will help block out any piglins, since it will be only one way in. Most piglins don't come over here, so it gives them a harder way and a less effective way to damage the tower, or directly damage the tower anyways. I did find out that they still will damage the tower, especially like certain ones, but it's not like close direct contact. After you spawn a bunch of skeletons and golems in, and you want to spawn little blue golems in just for backup and junk, what I kind of did is I went around and made sure all the towers were good, build more protection. I kind of made like a long wall around them or with them, so that way they can like be out and spread it out, but they're not too compact where I'm wasted a bunch of resources, but there's a wall of them. So I was hoping it was gonna help, honestly. As you can tell, it kind of worked. I made sure I built like a long wall so that way it'll be harder for them to get through, because clearly they don't go after the towers. They are going after the fountain. Their main target is the fountain. So they can honestly pass the fountain or pass the towers if they really wanted to. They don't care about that for real. So if they can make it past, then they are. These things, I hate those things. They run so fast. The board piglins, they're so fast and so disruptive. They be destroying my hard-working towers for no reason. And it's so aggravating because I have to rebuild them. Once you get to wave 12, it doesn't become any easier, but you get more things. Like, around this time, you get the redstone launcher, which launches big explosions. Those are very helpful for the big guys. You can get a frozen tower, and I kind of just played around with a couple of things like this protection tower. I don't, like, it's supposed to protect with what's in range, but I didn't really see it doing any effort. Maybe it did. I didn't see anything. I gathered my resources and I continue building these long walls to make sure piglins don't reach around the towers. I made sure I built them inside behind the tower so the towers can do their job, and that way if they do just so happenly to get in, then the skeletons will not also, because in range, shoot over the wall, but they can also shoot within the wall and guide them out and destroy them if they get in the wall. As you can tell, the stone towers helped a lot because they build stone walls, but then also the HUDs regenerate the wall, so as the piglins are destroying the walls, they are also, once the piglins go away and stop destroying it, the HUD's actually helping regenerate it. Here is the time I was just kind of playing around with this, trying to see where I can move it. This does take a lot of thinking because you have to fit so many small things into big. You gotta fit a lot of big things into a small area, my bad. The little green piglins, I don't know exactly what they're called, but they throw explosives and they hurt. I advise you stay away from them and just add as much protection, and skeletons especially do it. So around wave 14, you want to figure out where they're coming from and add as many skeletons as you want. Be careful when you build the wall and build the protection, because I had trouble getting in and out of my area to spawn more skeletons. So I feel like this would have been a lot easier if I didn't build the wall like that, or added small entrances. Maybe if I don't know, maybe if I would have made entrances in the narrow hallway to the chest, maybe it would have been easier. But I was down skeletons really badly. They kept destroying my skeletons, and I had no patience for this, honestly. So I was just trying to fix a lot of things here. I feel like I made a lot of mistakes and I didn't plan this out too good, but this is most definitely a good contact. The only thing I would change is I had to make sure to get in and out easily without making it so openly where piglins could get in and directly destroy the fountain. So what I started doing is I built stairs so I can hop over the fence and help out, and I kind of built stairs around the map a little bit. Of course they got destroyed, but it was only a matter of time for real before they start actually destroying the stairs. It took them a good minute. You want to be stacked up. Make sure your skeletons, especially, are maxed out. You're gonna need a lot of those. And just make sure you keep rebuilding your towers everywhere. As you can see, I built more stairs. Kind of took me a minute because there's nothing to actually hook the stair on, but I eventually made it work. It's very difficult, very, very, very difficult though. Reminder, collect your resources. This is when things get a little more difficult. It's not as difficult as 18, 19, and 20, but this is where they actually start showing you like how hard it is. Like those two big things is when you're gonna need that red stone launcher. And while it's building, I started fighting them. It takes some time because you gotta figure out, oh, once they hit, you gotta run. But this thing is pretty effective if you aim it right. I like to aim it in between them, or like find out where they're finna go to destroy them. So that way, if they do happen to move, they will just move right into it. And then because they kept destroying my towers, I just kind of made more towers, but I made them not so close together so I can get in and out, because that was my main opening. Also, I was running out of resources, so as you go around, more stone pallets start to spawn. So you want to collect those. You could collect the wood too, but the wood's not really as helpful for real unless you're building like the towers and stuff. But they end up turning into stone anyway, so you're gonna need stone, a lot of stone. So at this point, this is when things start getting tough and bigger guys start coming out and more dangerous guys. These things are very hard and stressful because it feels like they never die, but of course they do. So what I kind of did is I kind of trapped them in their own thing and put towers around them and kept rebuilding the walls. The best thing to do is keep building the protection around them. When it starts to get to the big guys, build protection or your protection around them so they have nowhere else to go. At this point, the bombs were really helpful with big crowds, and I was kind of regretting this because it was getting very difficult and I had to do so many things at once. I had to rebuild the skeleton golems. I had to make sure there was a lot of towers shooting things, and it was just a mess. And it was kind of unorganized in my opinion because they kept destroying towers and I had to repeatedly rebuild them, and usually in the beginning it was so organized, but because it was coming in fast I just kind of placed them everywhere. So for me this was difficult because it just looked like a big mess. Like I knew where everything was, of course, but it just seemed like everything was destroying and I felt like I was never gonna make this. I felt like I was just gonna have to restart this all over. So I kind of started losing hope a little bit until I finally completed this, and then I regained my hope back and I hurried up and made sure I respawned as many skeletons as I can. Reminder, I didn't make it up to wave 19 yet. I made it to 18, but I never made it to 90. So I didn't know what to expect. What is worse than big golden piglins? What is worse than rolling piglins? Multiple of them. Every piglin you can possibly think about. I was all over my place. My mom was going crazy. I had to remove the blue golems there. It was getting hectic. So I recommend when you do this, be more organize. Try to leave room and make a more bigger field to add more constructions. Add bigger walls, add openings. Don't make it so easy for piglins to come in, but add openings where you can easily go around the fountain on the inside. That way you can run in and out more easily without piglins getting inside for direct contact. Build as many towers as you can. Specifically, the tiny towers are more helpful. They shoot more, but you also need some big towers to shoot them. Keep rebuilding the walls. Keep getting your resources. And make sure everything is closed off, because you're going to need it. See the big open hole? That wasn't good. I had to close that off. And then you gotta add more towers on the outside. Don't add them on the inside. Add them on the outside. The wall is more protection. And then add towers on the inside, just in case they get in the wall. Wave 20 is the hardest. It's just more hectic and more chaos. And a lot more big creatures, which I don't like big creatures. I don't like anything that's bigger than me. So I keep just rebuilding everything because there was more big guys, and I was trying so hard and it was just getting crazy. I honestly started losing hope. So I just kind of just randomly start building towers around the big guys, so if they do get in, there's also towers behind them destroying them. I realized I was losing health in my fountain, which I wasn't liking it, so I went back to the fountain, and nobody was directly hitting the fountain, but this big guy right here, the woolly piglins, they were hitting the fountain by standing on the wall, so I was a little confused. So I had to keep them away from the wall as well. So I used the red stone launcher to destroy the big guys and added more towers to destroy the big guys against the wall. Once they were destroyed, I rebuilt the wall and I made sure to keep them away from the wall. Cause clearly, oh wait. Oh my god, I finally freaking did it. That was the longest 30 minutes of my life. I don't believe this works. Oh my god, he's so cute. Many people. Oh my god, I want to get it. Hurry up, hurry up. Yes, download. Yes. Let's see. Yes, it is. Is this the armor you wore? Sword victories against 20 wave of piglins. It is. Oh my god, thank you. I finally made it. I'm so happy. Yes, just wow. Like, oh my god, that was so difficult. Just on this try, this third attempt took me 30 minutes to complete, and it was exhausting. If you found this helpful, you have any more strategies to complete this, let me know in the comments. I hope this was really helpful for you. It was really helpful for me. I'm one of those people, I don't like hectic things, so it was kind of confusing. I hope this worked for you. Make sure to like the video, subscribe, turn on notifications, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.